the key takeaway is using AI in all levels of your process, but always keeping the human voice and the human touch behind everything you do. Hi, I'm Ahmed Bhula, and this is SEO in 2026.
Ahmed, what's your number one SEO tip for 2026?
Using AI as part of your SEO workflow and keeping the human element at every point of this.
Okay, so let's try and define which parts you recommend for AI to do and which parts you recommend for humans to do. So how do you choose that?
So where there's administrative work, researching keywords, repetitive tasks, auditing websites, there's always only one answer, and AI can do a really good job if you train the AI models for this. On the other side, when there's actual content, which I've always said, and I've seen this with clients, using AI for content is just repeating the same things that's already on the internet, and there's no human creativity behind there. So the search engines, from my experience, don't like this.
Okay, so a couple of great points to go on there as well. I loved your caveat, if you train the AI how to do it. And how do you go about training the AI how to be as proficient as possible when it comes to technical tasks?
So every agency, every SEO specialist will have their own methods of auditing a website. So you've got two options. You can go into AI and you can tell AI, this is a website, do me an SEO audit. Now AI is only going to give you what AI itself, the tool, thinks is an SEO audit. However, if you build your own AI agent, so you've got the new OpenAI ChatGPT agent, you've got Manus AI, or you could use OpenAI's custom GPTs. You could feed in your own reports, your previous audits, what you look for in audits, your list of things, technical and others, and then ask AI to run an SEO report according to your list, refine it. You just got to keep refining the results until it's at a point where it's 80% to your liking. And we'll come to the human bit after this, where you'll always have to check your work in AI.
Pareto always comes in somewhere. So 80% to your liking. I guess to your liking means as good as the way that you used to do it before using AI.
Yeah. AI is never going to replace a human and the human creativity, the human depth, although it can do most of the tasks to a very good standard. And so you're always going to need that extra human element to improve this. Now, it's saving you hours per project, and these hours can be used for more storytelling, more strategy, and you can use that time towards something more important for the businesses, for the websites, and for SEO.
Got you. Okay. So you talked about OpenAI, the AIs that you prefer to use, I guess. So what do you do in order to actually train AI to produce the custom work that you're looking to do?
So the way you do this is, say you could use it on a real client business, or you can use it on one of your test websites. You audit the website as a person. And if you have multiple team members in SEO, get each one to audit the website, how you normally do it. Feed this information into AI and ask AI to audit the same website and audit multiple other websites using the model you've given AI, and see the results, compare the results with what your team produced for these other websites, which you haven't fed into AI. And where there's mistakes, you have to correct AI constantly. It's a long process, and you might have to do this 10, 15, 20, 30 times. And once it's done, you will have a phenomenal AI model, which is in tune to your company's own process.
Got you. Okay. So it's you're better off training your own custom AI to do this for each and every brand that you operate.
Yes, I'll explain why this is only the foundations. This really becomes powerful when you're doing large scale SEO strategies, large scale keyword research, creating your keyword clusters, large scale content marketing strategies, and using not just AI tools, but using tools like Zapier, Make.com, and connecting your AI APIs into these tools, connecting these tools to Google Sheets to massively scale your work. So traditionally, only the larger agencies in the world have the team and resources to do a massive strategy for clients. Now, with the power of AI and these automation tools, even smaller agencies, or even, to be honest, freelance, single person SEO specialists can do massive AI campaigns for massive brands.
Is there any limit to the size of websites that AI can crawl?
So OpenAI has a limit of the number of characters you can feed into the AI. However, there are workarounds where you could. So Zapier has a new beta feature which allows you to split the information in batches as it's sent into AI. But really, there are no limits. If you have the budget, which isn't too high for AI, then you could go as large as possible. So one of the key things I always recommend is master one aspect of AI first. So for example, just the keyword research. Don't try to do everything, all the different bits. Just focus on keyword research, keyword clusters, the intention, keyword intentions. Get this perfect. Once you've perfected this in AI, then you can focus on the next part. For example, connecting Google Sheets and creating a content marketing plan. So focus on this part of AI, then merge both parts together. So creating a content strategy on the keyword clusters you've created.
So as it's becoming easier and easier every day that goes by for an SEO specialist, or a technical SEO person to set AI to run many of the tasks that they used to do, as an independent SEO consultant or even an agency providing these services, how do you differentiate what you offer? How do you differentiate what you do when it seems that all of this is becoming commoditized?
It brings me back to my original point about the human element. We've experienced with numerous clients where clients have tried to use AI to create just the content in bulk, so no human touch, and we've seen rankings drop massively. So going through and rewording every single page, every single article by a person, by a human, should I say, we've seen their rankings increase. We've seen traffic, huge amounts of traffic coming back, and obviously their sales and their leads and their inquiries going up. Now, AI isn't perfect. You've seen the examples of creating people with AI where you've got AI with 5 fingers or you've got 3 hands, etc. The same is for using AI for keyword research and technical audits, etc. Yes, it's very good, but a person will need to go and check the results and using the SEO knowledge they have to amend the results to their standards for their clients and keeping ethical as well. Clients and businesses are paying you to do their SEO and do a strategy. It's that knowledge you have and the experience you have that needs to be brought into it.
It's the interpretation of the results.
Yes. And if you train your own AI, like we mentioned previously, then it's going to be a lot more easier and a lot more less time consuming to do this.
Okay, so this is, from your perspective, certainly something that AI can be used for. It can be a great time saver in terms of technical SEO. But one phrase that you also used in relation to content was that's more of an issue because you believe that AI just regurgitates a lot of other content that's out there online. So is there any place for AI in the content production process?
It's good for saving time. So once you've trained your AI, once you've got all your keyword clusters, you've got tens of thousands of different keywords, and you can feed this into AI to create hundreds or thousands of article titles that users could be searching for, which people would find useful. And you could then get your content team to write these articles. Or the second option, what people do is get AI to create the content for you and then humanize it, go through the article and reword every aspect of this. I know agencies who will train AI to write content in certain ways, but this is still AI creating the content from the information it already has. So it doesn't really work. It's the same issue. And in my experience, Google doesn't want to rank or display a website which already has the same info which is available on the web. So you got to bring that human element, that human experience to the content. And same goes with the keywords. AI only knows so much. You know, and your client knows better what their customers want to see. There has to be that human edits and the human work behind the scenes.
Interesting you say human edits. So, would you actually start off with AI doing research hand in hand with humans and then have AI assist with the production of the content? Or would you remove AI from the early stages and just start with thought leaders and maybe interview them and then edit the content from there using AI?
Both solutions would work. So if you already have unique content from people, from humans, from experts, and then you feed that unique content into AI, then AI has something to work with that's unique, that's not available out there already. So that works. However, if you start with AI with no input, no manual input of actual information from different people, then it wouldn't work. However, if you start with AI where you have no information, no content, no original information, use AI to create everything for you, and then you get this edited, then that would work as well. There's no shortcut to success on the web. If you are running a restaurant that's always the same, then that makes sense. People just want the same item, the same design, the same burger, the same everything. With Google, they want you to give the new information, want to give something that's different out there to the users. Technology is advancing, things are changing all the time. Human psychology is changing. So there always has to be that element there.
You say don't replace the human voice. I mean, obviously AI is good enough nowadays to change the way that something's said. You can easily use AI to introduce local dialects and things like that. But that isn't enough to make the content more unique from your perspective.
It's good for social media. It's good for every other industry. It's good for creating brochures, creating videos that you're not worried about ranking in Google. You're not worried about that organic traffic. However, but for SEO, for organic feeds where Instagram, you have the label where it's created by AI. If the social media tools, social media systems realize you're using AI, you're not going to get that reach. Same goes with SEO and search engines. Creating PPC, which is only about you paying for clicks, there's no issues in aspects like those. But with the organic side of SEO, the human voice has to be there alongside the traditional link building and creating good websites.
Ahmed, what's the key takeaway from the tip you shared today?
The key takeaway is using AI in all levels of your process, but always keeping the human voice and the human touch behind everything you do.
Ahmed Bhula is a director and head of marketing. Find out more over at remdigital.co.uk. Ahmed, thanks so much for being part of SEO in 2026.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I've been your host, David Bain.
Get your copy of SEO in 2026, the book, over at SEOin2026.com.